welcome to my channel. This is a tutorial for the famous shawl with pocket that has been going viral in the crochet world. So I'm just gonna teach you guys and show you what are the things that I use, what are the techniques that I am currently using, and the things you need to know as well, and including the pattern. So first things first, what are the things that we need? Of course, we need some needles. So we only need like one needle, but I'm just gonna show you two for the video. We also need markers, so as many markers as you can have. If you have limited number of markers, or if you don't have these types of markers, you can actually use yarn instead, just short yarns to create a loop inside those chains that we'll be creating, just to, you know, put a mark that that is where you stop counting, or that's where you stop with doing something. Okay. Also we need scissors, and what hook are we gonna use? It's a crochet hook number 7mm. So that's my number 7 bamboo hook. If you have the steel or the stainless type of hook, that's okay. Mine is a 7mm bamboo hook. And of course, aside from these, we also need yarn. The total number of yarns that we actually need is 600. But if you want a longer or much bigger shawl, you would need more aside from the 600, because this 600 grams of yarns that I'm gonna be using, this is just the standard size of the shawl with pockets. So yes, you need 600 grams or more, because sometimes 600 is not enough, but you can make adjustments anytime. But basically, yes, you need 600 grams or more. Right now we will just be using 600. Okay, so before we start with the pattern, I'm just gonna show you something that I do with my yarns. Since I will be using a number 7mm hook, the yarn that I'm using is an Indofill 4-ply. If you're using a lanolin type of yarn, lanolin is much thicker than this yarn, Indofill, because this is more of like the thickest yarn, or the thickest, what do you call that, strand that we can find. So since we have 600 grams, you're gonna have to take each end of these cakes, and then you're gonna have to join it all together like that. So you're gonna have total of 12 ply or 12 strands, okay, so that it will match our 7mm hook. But if you're using a lanolin yarn, you can use just 2 cakes, or just 2 strands of yarn. But if you have a much thicker yarn that is applicable for a 7mm hook, that is totally okay. It's just that here in the Philippines, what we're using more often is an Indofill. It's the famous yarn that we have here. Most people here that do crochet, Tunisian crochet, or knitting is using Indofill. So I think this would help them a lot as well for their business. So since we've already joined all 3 ends of these yarns, we're gonna have to make sure that all is good and stretch, because if you're gonna just pull out these strands from the cake, it might have loose ends, spaces, so it might not you might not have a very good project or a very nice project in the end. So what I normally do is I empty these 3 cakes of yarns and make sure that they're all together like this. So in short, I rewind the yarns. After rewinding the yarns, this is how it looks like. There. See, it's a lot. So this is how it looks like. These are the yarns that I'm gonna be using in creating my shawl. So I mentioned that I joined it together, emptied the 3 cakes, make sure that they're all together now. Okay, all fair. So let's go ahead and start. So what we need to do first is, of course, create a loop so that we can make 150 chains. So if you want a longer type of shawl, you can add more, but the 150 is the standard one. It's really long for me already, because I still put some strands at the end of it, some styling at the end of the shawl. So for me, it's standard. It's pretty much long enough for me because I'm just a 5-foot girl. But if for other people out there who wants to create a much longer shawl, you can add more. So this is the time that we need the markers, because it's a total of 150 and we don't want to lose count. So first we need to create a loop. So how I create a loop, I just put in here my hook like this, twist it one time, hold it here, yarn over, and pull through. And then I'm just gonna have to pull both ends like that. So now I have my first loop. So next is we're gonna chain 150. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, until we reach 50. So now that I'm in 30, I'm gonna put a mark, actually 31. Now that I'm in 31, I'm gonna put a mark on the 30th chain, because that will be the mark that I've already reached 30. So if you have limited markers, you can choose the 50, so that you're only gonna have to use 2 markers. But if you have a lot and you sometimes lose count, you can simply use by 20 or by 30. For me, I use 30 or 50. So for this tutorial, we're gonna use 30. So we're just gonna continue the chain until we reach 150. So while doing your chain, there are times that you have to connect 2 ends of a yarn. Like for example, it accidentally was cut or was divided, you know. It's like a continuous chain with a knot. So just in case that you guys encounter one of those, you know, issues with crochet, just like this one, I connected 2 ends just so you know, because I don't want to waste yarn actually. So I sometimes connect little strands of my yarns to my projects. I'm gonna still show you guys how to hide these. So since I'm still on the chain, just do with the chain but leave it there. So what do I mean by that? So just chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and just let it like that. Later on, I'm gonna show you how to hide it. Okay, let's continue. Alright, so now we're done with our 150 chains. So there, that's how it looks like. Okay, so once you're done with your 150 chain, add 1 more chain, so it's gonna be 151. And then from the chain or the loop that is in your hook, count 2. So 1, 2, and then insert your hook on the 3rd chain. So again, this is the hook, this is the loop that I'm currently on. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna insert my hook here on the 3rd chain, yarn over, pull through. So I have now 2 loops in my hook, yarn over, pull through. So this is a single crochet. So again, going back, this is my 51st chain. This is the loop in my yarn or in my hook. So count 3, 1, 2, 3. On the 3rd chain from the end, I'm gonna do a slip stitch. How to do that? Insert the yarn, insert the hook, yarn over, pull it out or pull through. You should have 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through. So that's how you do a single crochet. So we're gonna do single crochet all throughout the 150 here that we have. So next chain. I tried doing a half double crochet in this part of the shawl. One bad thing about the half double crochet, it's so thick, the design won't actually show, and also it eats a lot of yarn. So I decided, and it's gonna be heavy. The shawl doesn't have to be heavy or that thick because it's already huge. So it has to be, you know, something that you can carry in your shoulder, something that you can carry in your hand without struggle. So it has to be light. So for me, I just use a single crochet instead of a half crochet, because half crochet is much, it's taking a lot of yarn, and the shawl will be heavier than usual, which we do not want in a shawl. So let's just continue with our single crochet. We're gonna do this until the end of the 150. Alright, we're almost done actually. So remember the part when I told you guys that I'm gonna teach you how to hide these ends of yarn, the one that we've connected. Okay, so we're almost in that particular chain. So let me just continue with my single crochet there. Alright, so I'm now at this chain where the knot started. So first I'll just go ahead and create a single crochet in there, and then how to hide this yarn here is that I'm just gonna insert my yarn in the next chain, and with this end here, how to hide it, you're just gonna have to make it look like it is part of the chain like this. Okay, so yarn over, pull through, and now as you can see, the yarn is now here, that knot is now inside here. So yarn over, pull through, now it's hidden. See that? So we're just gonna continue. Insert your hook in the next chain. This yarn here that we want to hide, make it look like it's part of the chain. Yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through too. So it would look like there's really no end at all. So let's continue. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Again, insert the hook, yarn over, pull, yarn over, pull through. Again, so before we reach the end, sometimes these knotted yarns are not, you know, in length, or they have different lengths here. So all we need to do is just cut it like this. For me, I don't throw these away. I just put it in a place where all of the excess yarns I have, because I stuff it in stuffed toys or pillows. So let's do it again. We still have more to go. Okay, so this here, there's only little yarn left to hide. So let's do it on the last chain. Make sure to hide it. This is gonna be really hard. Yarn over, pull through. So it might still show here. It might still show. That's okay. All you have to do is just pull both sides. So you're gonna hold your chain here or your project here, hold the other end of your project here where you ended, then just stretch. Once you stretch it, all the yarns that we've been hiding underneath will be automatically hidden inside, as if there was never an excess yarn before. See? As if there was no knot. Then let's continue. Alright, so we're almost done with our 150. Just to share as well, this particular shawl, it takes me a whole day to finish. That includes the pockets and, you know, the sewing and everything, and putting my tag because I have my own tag. So it takes me a whole day. But if you're doing nothing or you have nothing to do but crochet, it might take you like half day to finish this kind of activity, especially if you're not a beginner. But for beginners, it may take you 1 to 2 days to finish this activity or this project, especially because it will take you time to, you know, pull all the 3 cakes of yarns together, just like this. So we're almost at the end of our first single crochet round. So we're on our end. So at the end of, or on the last chain, let's do a single crochet. And then after we've done a single crochet, chain 1. And then we're gonna have to turn the project. So just turn it backwards like this, or you can do it like this in the front, whichever you want to. Just make sure that from the hook, we have 1 loop. We have this loop here, this loop too. So 1, 2, on the 3rd chain from your hook, that's where we're gonna start another single crochet. So be mindful, guys, because 1, 2, 3. So there's a loop in my hook here, and then from my hook there's a chain here, which is number 1. This is 2nd chain, this is 3rd chain. So we will work on the 3rd chain, and this is what you're going to do all throughout the 4 or the next 3 rounds, which is a total of 4 rounds of single crochet. So on the 3rd chain, what we need to do is, so there's this like 2 sides here. We're just gonna work on this side. So insert your hook at the middle, and then go at the other side or the opposite side. So it should look like this. Yarn over, pull it out. So you should have 2 loops here, and then these chains here, the other side of the chain should show, because that will be the design of the lower part of your shawl. So chain or yarn over, pull through 2. Again, this is our next chain. We're just gonna work on this part. So insert your hook at the middle, go at the back, yarn over, pull through. Again, this will be a design of our shawl. Yarn over, pull through 2. So we're gonna continue doing this until the end of 150, and we're gonna keep on doing this until round 4. Okay, so this is our first round. This will be our second round. During your 3rd round, you're gonna repeat what we've done earlier. So you're just gonna twist it, or you're just gonna turn it, and then on the 3rd chain, that's where you're gonna do your single crochet, wherein you're only gonna use 1 part of the chain, which is this part only. So you're gonna keep repeating that until you reach 4 rounds. So this is the 1st round, 2nd round. You should have 3rd and 4th round. And at the end, I will show you what it looks like. So let's continue. Alright, so guys, if you're done with the 4 rounds, this is how it should look like. So I told you that this side here will be the design. So it should look like this. So this is my 1st round. This is the 2nd round. This is the 3rd. The reason why it's hidden is because it's underneath. Okay. 3rd round and the 4th round. So that's a total of 4. 4 lane or 4 rounds is enough for your lower part, because we're gonna be creating 4 of these again at the other side of your shawl. So before we move on to the 5th round, I forgot to mention how you would do it once you're doing it already on the chains. So I'm gonna do just one last half, or I mean one single crochet here. So I'm gonna use this last chain here, yarn over. Okay, so that's the end of our 4th round. So the next will be chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So let me repeat that again. So 1, 2, 3. Once you chain 3, turn over your work or your project, and then from here, so you can see we have 1 hole, 2, 3. So this 3 here that we create, this will stand as 1 double crochet and 1 space. So we will skip this hole here. So do 1, 2. So this hole here and this hole we're gonna skip. We're gonna go into the 3rd hole. So before we go into, you have to yarn over, insert your hook on the 3rd hole. So again, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through. You should have 3 loops in your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that will be your double crochet. So double crochet and then chain 1 will be our pattern until the rest of the shawl. So this will be like the part of the shawl that has holes in it. So once you're done with your double crochet, chain 1 and then yarn over, work on the 2nd hole. So this is the hole where we've done the double crochet. 1, 2, we're gonna work here. We're always gonna leave 1 chain here, then we're gonna do double crochet. So this is how it should look like. So again, chain 1, yarn over, work on the next hole, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull 2, 2. In this part, you can create your own design, or you can just simply follow the design that I made. It's just a double crochet and chain 1. But if you want to make a design of your own, like you would like it, like make it look like a seashell or whatnot, as long as it has holes in it, that's okay. However you count it, that already depends on you. But for me, I prefer doing it just as simple as double crochet and then chain, double crochet and chain. So this is what we're going to do until the end of this round, and we're gonna make 17 layers of these. So this is the first round of the double crochet. Next will be 2nd round of double crochet, 3rd, until we reach 17 rounds of these. Okay, I'm gonna show you later how it turns around, so let's just continue until the end of this first round. Okay, so yarn over. I'm just gonna show you guys how to do it.
The time Holly Farrow showed up in Old Farm.
Done with our double crochet. Alright, so in the end of your crochet, you might have like 2 more chains left, or 3 or whatnot. So for me, I was left with 1 here, and then I have this remaining chain here. So just chain 1, and then we're gonna leave this space here, and then we're just gonna work on this chain right here. So right here, that will be our last chain. So make sure when you're doing this chain here, you have to at least get the one at the back, not just this chain. So everything here in the back, so it's gonna be thick, and then finish. So it should look like this, guys. See the holes? Alright, because it's already, this part right here is already or can already make a person warm, because this is really thick. Now this part right here, we don't need it to be really thick, we just need it to be to have some holes in it, so that it's gonna be lightweight and at the same time not too warm, because it's just a protection, or you already have clothes on when you're putting on the shawl, so no need for it to be really thick. So how to do the next round? So again, from here we're gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then turn over your work like this. So there are two ways for you to do this. You can either work on the chain on top of your double crochet, or you can simply work on this hole. So this right here, my double crochet that will stand here, this is for this line. So for this double crochet right here, it's either I do a double crochet on top of it here, or it's easier for me actually, I'll just do a half double crochet here, and it's gonna look like a design of the show as well. So depends on you, whatever you want. Well, but for me, I'm gonna use this hole here. So this one here, my double crochet, this is for this post, and then my double crochet here, this is where I'm gonna make it. There, then chain 1, and then next hole. And it makes my project a little faster, or it makes me do the project a little faster because I'm doing it in the holes. There you go. So this is how it should look like. See? It may not look much at first, but as you go along and finish the whole project, the whole shawl, it would pretty much show you the design. For me, I prefer this one because it's not, you know, uniform. It's everywhere in the shawl. So we're gonna create 17 of these. So this is the first, this is our second, and then we're gonna do third until we reach the 17th part. Alright, so enjoy, guys. You can pause the video if you want, or you can simply just watch it until the end and then do your project later on, but it's up to you. So let's finish the 17 rounds. Alright, guys, so we're almost done. So right now we're done with the 17 rounds of the double crochet. So if we're gonna count, so from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's our 17 rounds. So in total, you should have 4 single crochet rounds here. So the 150 chains, then round 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be your single crochet. And then the next 17 layers, or the next 17 rounds, will be double crochet, chain 1 until the other end. Okay, so right now I'm still halfway done. So let's try to finish this so that I can show you what will be the next step. So chain 1, double crochet, double crochet, and that is until we finish the end. So while I'm finishing up with this last round of double crochet, guys, just a reminder, we're gonna repeat again the single crochet 4 times or 4 rounds after this double crochet, just so it will be even on both sides. So for Filipinos out there, I'll be making a Tagalog version of this video. This is just for the sake of, you know, people who does crochet outside the Philippines. But for Filipinos like me, I'll be creating a Tagalog version of this tutorial for you guys. Okay, almost done. So this is why I love doing it on the holes instead of the chains, because it makes me finish the shawl faster. And if you check out the whole shawl itself, the design is much prettier than doing it on the chain, because if it's on a chain, it will look like it has posts. It's gonna pretty much, it's not gonna look like a design. So I prefer just doing a simple crochet, and then at the end of the project it will look like a design, though I just use simple crochet. Alright, so we're almost done at the end. So this is my last hole, so I'm just gonna create one here, and then chain one, and then here on the last two chains here, I'm just gonna create one last. So this is what you guys should have been doing at the end. Okay, so now we're done. So let me just show you how it looks like. There, see, it's just a simple double crochet, but it pretty much looks like a design already. But if you want to do it like 2 double crochets in one chain, and then space, and then, you know, do it again and all over, that's up to you, as long as the design should have holes in it. Okay, so this is how long it is. There, it's really long. All right, so next round will be, so we're done with the last double crochet. So of course, chain one, and then turn around, turn your project around, and from this hole we're just gonna do one single crochet. So just insert your hook, yarn over, pull it out. You have 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then on the next hole create another single crochet, and then on the same hole create another one. All right, so after you've done the double crochet, once you're already on the last 4 rounds of your shawl, on the first hole you're only gonna do 1 single crochet, because the chain one here that we did before we started the single crochet will stand as your first count. So that's already 1 chain as 1, then the second will be your first single crochet here in the hole, and then all throughout the end of your shawl, or all throughout at the end of this round, you're gonna create single crochet in each 2 single crochet, I mean, in each hole. So again, I'm on the next hole here, 1 single crochet, and then another 2 single crochet. So we're just gonna do that until the end of this round. This will be your first round of the other end of your shawl, because remember, when we made the first round, we have here 4 rounds of single crochet. So that's what we're gonna do on the other side as well, so that it will be even. All right, so let's continue. Half double crochet. So just to share, guys, there will be times, especially when you're using an endofill yarn, that you will have these kinds of excess. So it's something that has been left when you're doing your crochet. So what I normally do to hide these, instead of, you know, making a knot and then just cutting it, I try to hide it inside the chains that I'm doing. So right now I'm about to do a single crochet on the next hole. So since I have an excess here, what I normally do is I insert my hook there, and then I just continue with what I normally do. So single crochet here. So this is the excess yarn, so I'm just gonna pretend that it's not really there. So instead, yarn over and then pull through 2, and then it may look like there's something in there that I've done wrong, but all throughout the whole shawl it's not gonna be visible, unless, you know, you're a crochet person as well, and then you're gonna look at it as in much deeper on how it was done. So that's the only time that you're gonna see it, but while you're doing your picture, while you're wearing it, it's not gonna be that visible. So let's just continue. We're almost done. And also guys, just to share just the status of the yarn that I'm using. I'm now on my second bucket of yarn. So all throughout the whole shawl itself only like eats one the 1.5 of the Wilkins bottle that I've made. And these normally, this last Wilkins here, this is gonna be for the end of this shawl and the pockets. So we're almost there. Let's just finish this round. Alright, so we're almost done. We're now on our last hole. So in the last hole, just as normal, you're just gonna do 2 single crochet. So 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochet. So after you're done with this round, it's gonna look like this. Okay, chain 1, and then turn your project. And then from here, just like what we did in the first 4 rounds of the shawl, we're gonna work on the third chain. So from here, I have here my loop, or my my loop, and then this is the first chain, this is the second, and this is the third. So on the third chain, again, we're just gonna work on the other side. So again, this is the first chain, this is the second chain, this is the third chain. On the third chain, we're just gonna work on this side of the chain. So insert your hook there, yarn over, pull through. So you should have 2 loops in your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So again, this chain here that has been left, this is gonna be our design, just like this one. So remember earlier when we did the first 4 rounds, these are the chains that were left. So it's gonna look like this. Okay, so again, here are the chains. I'm gonna show you. So here are the chains. So we're just gonna work on our one side of the chain here. So insert your hook there, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2. So we're gonna do this until the end of this round, and this will be considered as our second round before we end the shawl. So this is the first single crochet set, this is the second, and then we're gonna do another third set and then fourth set, so that it's gonna be a total of 4, which is gonna even out our other side, which has 4 as well. All right. Alright, so we're almost done with our second round. I'm not sure if I've shown this part to you guys, so I'm just gonna show it just to make sure that you guys will have an even size or even sides of your shawl. So we're almost done with our second round. So remember that we're only doing it on the other side. So if you're already at the end of it, just make sure that when you're doing your last single crochet, you're gonna do it not in this chain here. You have to do it on this chain that is here at the back. Okay, hope you guys can see it. So instead of this chain, you will work on this chain instead. All right, so let me show you. So insert your hook there, yarn over, pull through 2, or I'm sorry, yarn over, pull, then yarn over, pull through 2. So this is how it should look like at the end. So to start your third round, so we're done with our second round, just chain 1, turn around your project, and then again, just the same as what we did in the first round, chain 1, chain 2, then we will work on the third chain. And when working on the third chain, we're just gonna work on one side of it. So insert your hook on that one side, yarn over pull, and then yarn over pull through 2. So again guys, this is our third round. You're gonna make 4 of these. So this is our first, and then we're done with our second. We're now gonna be working on our third, and then I want you guys to continue until the 4th round, and then I'm gonna show you how to end it. By the way, guys, I'm not gonna finish the video until the pocket. So once we're done with this shawl, I'm gonna end the video and create another part of how to create the pocket, and another part for the hoodie if you want to put a hoodie on this shawl. So I've already created some samples and some other colors of these shawls. You can check it on my page on Facebook, Handmade by Spike. I have a shawl that has pockets, and I also have shawl with the hoodie. So for those who wants to have a removable hoodie of their shawl, that's gonna be for part 3 and part 4 on how to insert those hoodies in these types of shawl. But for this video, it's just gonna be for the shawl. I'm gonna create a new video for the pocket, which is gonna be part 2, because the pocket is really something that I created on my own. I didn't follow the pattern that is in the picture, because I'm using an Indofill and a very huge hook, so that it's gonna finish early. So again, this is just gonna be part 1. The part 2 will be your pocket. If you think you're already good, you can already stop the video if you want, and then go straight to part 2. But again, this is just to show part 1. Pocket is for part 2. Part 3 will be the hoodie, and then part 4 is how to insert the hoodie in this particular shawl. So let's finish this shawl. So I'm now doing the single crochet. I'm just gonna do it until the end, until the 4th round. So remember, we're gonna create 4. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna do another round, which is gonna be our last round. Almost done. I'm excited. Alright, so we're almost done. Just one last single crochet before we end the video. So again, at the end of the 4 rounds, we're just gonna do last single crochet in the last hook or in the last loop. Alright, so to finish the shawl, we're done with the 4. So as you can see here, let me try to show you guys. So again, this is how it looks like. 4 rounds of single crochet here, 17 half double crochet and chain 1 in the middle, and then 4 single crochet at this end. So you may have excess yarns here when you started the shawl. That's okay, leave it there, because we will have additional yarns that will be put in this side and on the other side of the shawl. I highly suggest that you do the excess yarns in this part of the shawl once we've sewed the pocket in this particular shawl, because if you do the excess yarn first or prior the pocket, it will give you a hard time of sewing the pocket in this particular shawl. Okay, so to end your shawl or to end this pattern project, just chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then just cut the yarn. Let me just get my scissor. So just cut like not really long and not really too short, and then just grab your hook and pull it. So we have 3 yarns. Just hold tight this part and then try to pull this side here while you're pulling this down. So just like this, just like so. There. So it will have a very very cute knot here, as if this is where you started. So there, that's how it looks like. So again guys, do not create the excess yarns, which is part of the design of the shawl here. You have to insert the pocket first before you do the excess yarns. So I hope you guys like this video. Again, I'm gonna be creating a second part for the pocket. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe on my channel. I'll be creating more videos about crochet. I'll try my best to create some in Tagalog for Filipinos out there that loves to do crochet as well. So again, I'm using an Indifil yarn. If you want me to create more videos, or if you want me to create a video of a crochet of something or a project that you've seen online, just let me know in the comment below, and then I'll try to create a pattern for you. Thank you so much for watching.